Hi everybody, my name's Mark Paul. I'm the organist and music director at St.Luke Lutheran Church, and this instructional video is made out to the Worship and Music Committee at St. Luke. Hauptwerk. What does that word mean? It's a French term. It means the main division or great division of an organ, typically found on French-style organs. However, it is also the name used to describe a MIDI integrated program that allows you to play pipe organs from around the world in your space. So, for example, if the Hauptwerk people wanted to make a sample set of the St. Luke organ, they would go into the church. In a series of a couple days, they would take recordings of every single pipe on that organ and sort of, I guess you would say, tape them together in a way to make a complete digital version of our organ. It uses extremely accurate recordings of each and every pipe. So, in that case, the St. Luke organ can be played in any other space, in any other church, including my living room right here, if I purchased the sample set that Hauptwerk provides of that organ. So, let me demonstrate and show you exactly how this system works. Right here, I have my computer program, Hauptwerk. And as you can see on the screen here, this is the Pasadena Aeolian Skinner pipe organ that I get to play with my organ at home. Now, a little bit about my organ at home here. This is an Allen MDS 45 digital computer organ from the 80s. And I guess you could say, in the old days, they really knew how to make great organs. This organ is old, but works fantastic, and it is extremely accurate on its own. However, I wanted to provide more tonal characteristic and beef up the sound of the organ and expand its tonal palette. So what I did was purchased Hauptwerk, and I purchased this organ. This organ and this organ play together as one unit. I revoiced this organ to match up with this organ, as I will do it at St. Luke. So, let's explore first off, the audio system that I have set up on this organ. So, I have the original speakers that the Allen organ came with, and then I added more speakers to broaden the sound. So for example, it's sort of a surround sound now. These are Klipsch Reference Premier 500 speakers. They're extremely high quality for a lower dollar, and that's why I went with them. They have beautiful warm tone, which the original organ was missing, in a sense, I suppose you could say. And we have a series of amplifiers. The audio system goes through 4 channels. You can see them channel A through D, and they each have volume knobs. Now, I have my organ system here toned way down because we are in a small room, as you can see. If I really wanted to crank it up, I could push the piano down the stairs, completely shatter the glass on that, blow out the windows, and do what have you, but that would be a very bad idea. Comes with the added benefit of hearing loss. But anyways, we have this amplifier here going through 4 channels. We have this amplifier which powers a single subwoofer. And we have this amplifier which powers another subwoofer. This amplifier is 1,000 watts. This one on top is 1,000 watts. They're identical. And this amplifier is 6,000 watts, split up into the 4 channels. So in here, we have a series of more speakers. We have our Klipsch. We have Allen PP5s. Down here, we have some full range cabinets, as you can see. However, St. Luke Lutheran Church will not require those full range speakers. It will be just the Klipsch speakers along with a couple subwoofers. Now bear in mind, these speakers are prototype, these subwoofers, so aesthetically they're very unpleasing, but nonetheless they serve the purpose. At St. Luke, these will be finished without flaw and perfect for the space. This is a 15-inch Dayton Audio subwoofer, 1,000 watts, and I built the cabinet for this. It's tuned to a higher frequency. And then over here, we have another subwoofer cabinet, which uses a 21-inch subwoofer driver along with a 6-inch port. So, and obviously aesthetically it's not pleasing, but I plan to clean these up for my purpose. But these are just prototype subwoofer cabinets, but they're perfect, they work, and that's what I'll construct for the project at St. Luke. So the audio system on this organ is very similar to the way it will be at St. Luke. So we have our amplifiers, we have our speakers, we have our computer with our Hauptwerk digital organ program, we have an audio interface, and behind here, a bunch of wires that look a little more complex than what it actually is. We even have antiphonal speakers on this organ, and St. Luke will have a pair of 2 to 4 antiphonal speakers. What do antiphonal speakers do? Basically, they take the sound from the main organ and they pump it through speakers in the back of the nave, so that the organ can now have surround sound. So the sound surrounds the congregation and encourages brighter, perhaps louder and more robust singing, because the sound is surrounding them, if that makes sense. So let's get down to the meat and potatoes of the system. So here's what we have. Hauptwerk. A lot of options for this organ in this program. I can change just about everything. I can change the sound of this organ, revoice this organ, add more bass, add more treble. I can revoice this organ pipe from pipe. So it's pretty amazing what you can do, but it uses something called MIDI. And what is MIDI? MIDI takes electronic signals from this keyboard and gives those signals to the computer system, which then takes that and generates sound. So for example, if I press some pedals down here, it's pressing the pedals on this organ, and so we get the sound. Now the same thing goes with the keys. If I press the keys, I get that signal to this organ, so essentially I could play them both together. So let's go into this program a little bit further and explore what we have here. So this is my console view of the organ, but I can also pull up, see these stops on the side? These white buttons are the same as these. And basically what those do is they command the different ranks of pipes. And now let me get into pitch class a little bit and how organs actually work, because this is, I think, vital to understand. The whole point of a pipe or digital organ is to represent an orchestra, believe it or not. We have trumpets, we have crumb horns, we have flutes, we have strings, and we have what are called principal stops. Principal stops are genuine to the pipe organ alone. They do not mimic any orchestral instrument. So, in essence, you can see these numbers below the stop names. So, for example, there's trumpet and 8, right? So those numbers dictate what pitch class that rank of pipes is. We can have a 16-foot, a 32-foot, an 8-foot, 4-foot, 2 2/3, 2-foot, a mixture of different pitch classes, and so on and so forth. So the largest pipes you're ever going to find on an organ, which St. Luke does not have, are 32-foot pipes. What St. Luke does have is 16-foot pipes, 8-foot, 4-foot, 2-foot, and even 1-foot pipes. But this is probably all so confusing at this point. I want to explain this in greater detail of how these pitch classes work. For essence, we have an 8-foot stop. This pipe is 8 feet in length. Right there, that's 8 foot. That's 4 foot. That's 2 foot. That's 1 foot. And so on and so forth. So it's pitch classes. This would basically be the same pitch class as a piano. So for example, if I play the same keys on a piano, it's the same thing. But I can add an octave onto that. Or another octave. Or a mixture of octaves. And then a 16-foot octave, which is an octave below. So, that's basically how the stops on a pipe organ work. And we have quite a few of them on this Hauptwerk. But right now I want to go into what this program can really offer to St. Luke and all the controls that it does have. So I've got a file here. And I can change the temperament of the organ. I can change the sound, the reverb of the organ. I can make it sound like it's in a big cathedral, or I can make it sound like it's in a living room, or so on and so forth. Many different controls. I could load a different organ on here. In fact, on this Hauptwerk system that I have 2 organs. Right now I have the Pasadena organ, the alien Skinner, loaded onto the computer. But I could load a Cassavant pipe organ, which is another sample set that I purchased. Play it just like this one. We got pitch classes, recording. What I could do with recording is I can record an entire church service. And then at the push of a button, that entire church service can be played back. Exactly what I played. And I'll show that to you right now. So, if I load a MIDI file, it takes me to this file on a computer. Let's say I want, which one would I want here? Let's say I want to load this MIDI file. I'll click on it twice, go back to recording, play resume MIDI file, and it will play exactly what I recorded. So here it goes. This is something I recorded already, and it plays it back. So you're literally hearing the organ being played back right now, live in person. As if there was a ghost playing it or something. You can even see the keys on the organ move. Really amazing program, folks. So what does this mean for St. Luke? So this means we can play two organs as one marriage organ, have a much broader tonal palette, have the capability of being able to record the organist and play back exactly what he played during church services at the push of a button, at a single command, and so on and so forth. Have greater sound in the church, bring the sound from the back of the church to the front and from the front to the back. Have a greater foundation of sound, a rounded tone, a warmer tone with two organs played at once. All at the command of technology. So I hope this was very helpful in explaining how this Hauptwerk system works by commanding MIDI to a pipe organ that was recorded and playing it through a set of high quality speakers for perfect pipe organ sound of any organ that you choose. So I hope that this was helpful. Thank you, folks, and take care.